lanes to keep right.
Hey friends, happy Monday. It is November 1st, 2021, a great day to prepare to go there. My name is Peter, and it is a joy to go on this extended coaching journey with you as we figure out the future together. No, we're not trying to predict it, but we are committed to prepare for it because truthfully, the future can be better than you expect, but you got to put in the work. You got to do the necessary and unnoticed preparation so that way when you show up ready. And I'm just excited to be back. Sarah Joy and I, my wife, we had some time away. We got to take her parents on a trip just to bless them and just had a great time with them. But we're back now and jumping back in the saddle. So no content today. I'm really just now kind of getting back in my battle station here at my workspace and just looking forward to the last 2 months of 2021. And I'm not going to say crazy, wow, time flies, because we've had 10 months to make the most of 2021, and now it's time to finish strong. And so I'm just going to be sharing some updates and some ideas to help you really enjoy November and December. I'm going to share a project that I've been working on and give you just some strategies to get ready for 2022. So if you are back, if you're excited to show up, put in the work, go ahead and say hi in the chat. And again, no content, so lots of space for us to have a conversation. If you have a question about leading yourself, staying focused on the future, let me know, because this is going to be a great day, really just to lock in and focus on the few effective things that we can be doing to make the most of the last 2 months. Joshua, great to see you, friend. Thank you, bro. I'm stoked as well. I was really looking forward to this. At first, I was kind of thinking, man, I don't have like a script. I don't have a guide. I don't have content. And Sarah Joy just said, no, you got to jump on. You got to just say hi. And I was like, I'm so glad I'm doing this, because I was putting together the slide deck, and there's a lot to actually share with y'all. So Sarah Joy, thank you. Woohoo. You are the best. Okay. So anyways, if you're new to this channel, I want to welcome you to the Future Frontier. And the big idea is that most people don't know how to lead others into a better future, because this isn't something you just pick up in a textbook. You have to be intentional about learning how to lead yourself into a better future first. And so self-leadership is the big idea and the theme for this conversation. We've been going now 90 rounds. Can you believe that? And we're going to be spitting on the 100th episode pretty soon. I'm actually pausing. This is not considered 91. This is just like a update, catch up, kind of talk to y'all. And I'm so glad to see y'all on. Xavier's on as well. Great to see you, bro. So I'm recruiting you. I'm calling you out. I want y'all, let me know in the chat, what are you focused on in November and December? What do you have goals? Do you have routines? What are you committing to double down on so that way you can level up for 2022? And I'm going to be looking for y'all in the chat, because I want to have a conversation for sure. And so that's what this is. This is a ongoing, ever-growing, self-leadership based conversation. It is a guided coaching journey. I'm not the expert. I'm just on the journey with you. I want to keep you encouraged. I want to get you equipped, and I want to keep you company, because, after doing this kind of lifestyle of preparation for a few years, I figured out that what is something I can do that really helps you, that really encourages you, helps you force multiply your effectiveness and your focus for the future. And you're going to figure it out, right? You're going to figure out how to lead yourself and stay focused on the future. And the truth is, you have to. Like, no one else can do this work for you. You have to figure out how to lead yourself and stay focused on the future. And what happens is most of us will either quit doing the work or we will forget the future we're working on. And so I want to help you in both of those areas. I don't want you to quit on your work today. I don't want you to forget about where you're going one day. And that's where self-leadership kind of bridges the two together. And so if this resonates with you, I want to welcome you and invite you to come and be a part of this journey, not just one time, not just a sound bite here or there, but to really commit to go on this journey, to keep the future on your front burner, to stay encouraged, to get equipped, so that way you can lead yourself and eventually lead others, and then hopefully lead through others. That's kind of my leadership philosophy. It's like a tree: roots, solid core, and then branches. You lead yourself underground, you lead others as a solid core, and then that will branch out and lead through others, which is where fruit goes into the future. So again, I want you to join the email community. There will be a link at the end of this video. I didn't drop it in yet, but you can get a link on any of these videos, really. Click that link. It will help you get going so you can get better with a free, I said it, free PDF. It's a fail-proof planning guide. And then also that'll get you into the email community. Once a week on Fridays, I send out an email, and it's a bundle of all of this coaching content. And it's an easy way for you to stay plugged in. And it's my way of saying thank you for being a part of this amazing group of friends and leaders. And y'all blow me away. I mean, y'all are in so many different spaces. You're doing so many amazing things. My brother actually introduced me to one of his friends who is an engineer at Tesla. And I was like, dude, you got a cool job. And the first thing I asked him is said, so have you driven a Tesla? He's like, oh yeah, they give all of us Teslas, to drive around. And I said, did you try the autopilot? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. It's great. So, I mean, that sounds like a win for me. If I could have a safe way, to autopilot my commute, then, I'm open. I'll pray about it. But, anyways, that's just one example of friends who are leading themselves, leading others well. And y'all inspire me to keep putting in the work. This preparation is not automatic. And if you haven't noticed, time does get away from you. If you are not intentional, if you're not thinking purposefully, and if you're not, making that conscious commitment to repurpose time, redeem time, the natural default of every day is delay and decay. But we have God-given ability to, reclaim that time, to actually go against the grain, to see our time become intentional, productive, meaningful, relational. And it's all about what you're doing, right? It's all about what you're thinking about and how you're, living from the inside out, not just being, not being used, misused, and abused from the outside in. So all that to say, join the Future Friends, give your future some more friends, and let's grow together. I've found that whenever you come back from time away, whenever you're in the funk and you need to get back in your groove, whenever you kind of feel out of sorts and you're trying to get back in the saddle and you're wondering, like, where do I start? Everything's kind of piled up around me. I don't know how to make sense of, making progress. Go back to your daily routines. Okay. Go back to your daily routines. I had an awesome conversation with a friend who's also a leader. His name is John Hedinger. and it was the Future Friday we did for rhythms and systems. Okay. And he talked about why he involves personal routines, why he has these routines, why he kind of guards them, defends them, keeps them going. And he said it in a way that I hadn't heard yet. He said, it actually helps me stay healthy. I said, wow, that makes sense. Um, these are practices that you're going to keep doing again and again and again. So it's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's really about staying in motion, staying in a healthy place, staying in a place of balance, and rest, kind of keeping that inertia for your identity going. And I was like, duh, yeah, you're keeping awesome on autopilot. You're automating awesome when you have these personal routines. And so that's what I'm doing. I've kind of been out for a few days. It was fun. It was a great change of pace, but now it's time to get back to work. And so that's where we begin again and again and again. In fact, starting over um, doesn't mean starting again, rather, doesn't mean you have to start over. Starting again doesn't mean you have to start over. And so I enjoy rebuilding my day. I enjoy rethinking my schedule. I enjoy getting back to the planner, the calendar. I enjoy kind of designing, creating. I mean, when you realize that your calendar is not a closet to hold things, but a canvas to paint things, create things, it'll change your whole view on the way you approach the future, the way you think about your time. Whenever you look at your calendar and you look at the month, like we're in November 1 right now, like what does your calendar look like right now? And you might see a bunch of white space and think, oh yeah, that means I have all this free time. I got all this control. I can do whatever I want. But actually white space on a calendar is like kryptonite. It is not good. It is toxic because it means that that's time that hasn't been tamed by what you value and what is important to you and what needs to get done. And so there's a quote by a guy, I forget how to pronounce his full name, but I think his name is actually Sunday something. But anyways, you can look it up on Google. He said the best way to use time is to schedule it. The best way to use time is to schedule it. That's pretty good, right? And so whenever you're looking at your calendar, don't just look at the white space, the open, blank space and say, "Oh, there's nothing to do. I think I'm good." It's kind of like you're looking over your shoulder thinking you're going to be micromanaged by your future. Your future is not micromanaging you. Your future is waiting on you to lead. Your future is waiting on you to take the lead. We're kind of like prone and conditioned to think that we're going to be just dragged along by the hand all the time, but really the reality of what you're capable of is that you would be internally motivated, that you would live with dreams that won't let you die, in terms of your passion and your purpose, and that you would be carried from one stage of your life to another stage of your life, in unique and needed ways, unexpected ways, unprecedented ways, ways that people couldn't predict about you, things that they couldn't see coming from you, but it was because you were living life from the inside out. And I think Jesus is amazing, so that's my worldview, and he really is the spark in my life. But you'll hear people talk about that in a lot of different ways. They talk about their why, their worldview. They talk about their purpose, their thing. But I would challenge you with the self-leadership space, the self-leadership conversation. You have to develop internal motivation. You have to be a self-learner, a self-starter, a self finisher, a self-encourager. You like, if you don't do this for yourself, then you're going to be waiting a long time for other people to get around to it because they're busy, they're discouraged, they're going through all the same stuff as you. And so you got to figure out, are you going to be just a bump and a burden, on other people's schedule and to-do lists, or are you going to become a strength that can then begin to give and serve and help and influence and impact others? And so when you're looking at that calendar for November. We're on November 1 right now. November 1. What is the month going to look like? Don't wait and say, well, I don't really know, so we'll just see what happens. Like, you have to initiate. I was thinking about this on our trip when we were taking time away. You have one of two options. Either you're going to take initiative. Initiative is the option, the first option, or you're going to be intimidated. You're going to be intimidated. Initiative and intimidation are like basically, going at it all the time. And you choose, are you going to be intimidated by someone else or something else, or are you going to take initiative? And so when you look at that calendar, are you going to be intimidated by all that blank space on the calendar, or are you going to take initiative again and again and again? And you say, well, I don't know how to, fill up the whole calendar. Well, you fill it up one day at a time. You fill it up one time block at a time. And this is the big idea I want you to catch as we're finishing out the last 2 months of the year. Look at this: leading yourself every day. Every day is the master key. Okay. It's not leading yourself when you feel like it. It's not leading yourself when it's convenient. It's not leading yourself when other people see it online. It's not leading yourself when, you're in a routine that is very predictable. Therefore, it's easier to lead yourself. Leading yourself is daily. And that is the master key, because when you learn how to lead yourself every day, you have so many more chances, so many more reps, so many more times to level up. Okay. If you only lead yourself once a year, you only have one day a year, one choice a year, one chance a year, one time a year to level up. But when you commit to lead yourself every single day, now you have so many more opportunities to level up. Come on, put some fire in the chat, because I'm feeling fired up for you. I want to encourage you, make the most of the next 2 months, the last 2 months of 2021. This is November 1, and we want to finish strong so that way we can think long. And leading yourself every day is actually the master key. And this is what it's going to do. That master key, self-leadership, daily self-leadership, is going to unlock your capacity for the future. Your capacity for the future, where you're going to be one day, what you're going to do one day, what you're capable of in the future. It actually comes down to today and what you're doing today and the next day and the next day. It will unlock your capacity. It's kind of like new level unlocked. You know what I mean? Like when you're gaming, new level unlocked. There are going to be new abilities, new capacities, new aspects of maturity that you're going to need to unlock, and you don't unlock them unless you have the master key. The master key is, are you leading yourself today? Are you leading yourself every day? It's very, very simple, very practical, very boots on the ground. Get started with a intentional game plan for today. You say, well, the day's already shot. It's 4:00. No, you still have waking hours. You still have to plan how many hours you want to sleep, so that way you don't sabotage tomorrow. You have to be intentional. You have to take initiative, and particularly, especially if you are married, if you have family, if you have team members, they are depending on you to be on it. You cannot afford to fall off when you have other people that are counting on you. So keep counting those hours, counting those days, and making every day count, because other people are counting on you as well. All right. Now, I don't know if y'all are still on the chat, but I'm expecting some interaction here. So, number one, I'm looking for fire in the chat. Number two, I want to ask you, how are you making the most of the last 2 months? How are you making the most of the last 2 months? Are there goals? Are there projects? Are there routines that you need to double down on? Where are you going to double down so that way you can level up. And in fact, I'm going to drop that in a little banner here. How are you? Where do you need to double down to level up? All right, that's the question that I want to hear from in the chat. Let me know. All right, let's keep going. And that's hilarious. I quote don't have content, but I actually do. I have. I guess I do. I want to hear from y'all. Put some fire in the chat, and then also I want to see how you respond to where do you need to double down in order to level up. Here's another question. I'm going to throw this out for the replay audience. If you're watching this video later on, I'm so thankful that you're watching, that you're interested, that you're curious. I'm fired up for you, honestly. I keep showing up every day for you, and I want you to keep showing up for you too. So here's another question. Do you know how many days are left in 2021? Do you know how many more days are left in 2021? Don't look, don't Google it. Just answer from the top of your head. Do you know actively right now how many days are left in 2021? See, you need to know. You need to keep track. You need to keep count of how many days, because every day counts. And actually, as of today, I think it's 64 days. Okay. Now you can Google it and tell me if I'm right or wrong. But as of today, I think it's about 64 days. And you may say, man, the year's gone. We had over 300. Now there's only 60 something days left. I say, are you kidding me? 64 days? I mean, 62 days, whatever it is. Nice. Yeah, 62 days. Let me look. Let me look. 64. 64 days left. 64 days. Okay. So now I'm just going to use this as an example. This is a real story, really happened. In the Bible, there's a story about a guy named Nehemiah, and he organized a coalition to rebuild the wall around their city in less than 52 days. So literally, they mobilized a massive construction project. And I'm sure that there are other examples of other things that have happened in 64 days or less. So you need to be thinking, man, what is possible in 64 days? I can still finish goals, complete my word, prepare for the future, have meaningful moments, get the rest, invest my best. I can make the most. 64 days. Now I know what I'm working with. I can organize that time. I can categorize things, and I can figure out how am I going to lead myself and stay focused on the future in the next 64 days. All right. So that's what we're talking about. That's what's at stake here. Now, how are you going to do that? How are you going to make the most of the next 64 days? You're going to refuse to coast, and you're going to choose to climb. You're going to refuse to coast, and you're going to choose to climb. Maybe you're watching the replay and you're not, you don't have 64 days. Maybe you have another cycle that you're counting. But whatever that cycle is, whether you're in a 90-day cycle, whether you're in a 1-year cycle, whether you're in a 3-year, 5-year cycle, refuse to coast. Man, don't coast. Choose to climb. Somebody put some fire in the chat and let me know that they're going to climb. Let me know that you're going to climb and you're going to go to see new views of what's important and what's possible. And that is really why this is my favorite time of the year, right? This is by far the best quarter four is the best. It's the funnest. It's the cool one. It's the cool kid on the block, so to speak, because for one, quarter four is when I have my birthday, so that's just cool. But also you have the holidays, you have great company, great food. But one of the reasons I love quarter four is this is the time to get ahead. This is the time to really get ahead because most people are checking out. They're like, it's over, it's done. You know, my wife has an amazing design that she put on a t-shirt and I love it. And I, appreciate it, endorse it. You should all go buy it right now because it's hilarious and it's great. But she basically has a shirt that says, put up the tree and call it a year. Put up the tree and call it a year. And that's cool. And, I think that's more of a joke than a mindset. But I can promise you, if you just mentally, emotionally check out in November, you're going to be leaving so much more on the table. You're going to be missing out and you're not going to be thinking ahead. Some people, they wait until the last, 2-3 days of the year. They wait till Christmas is over. Hold on. I got excited and I hang in there. I got excited. I hit the cord here. So many people, they wait until Christmas Day. And then on the 26th, they're thinking, okay, maybe what am I going to do for the new year? How am I going to work on it? January 1 is another opportunity to hit the ground running. I mean, it's like you're sprinting. Nobody would get in a race, hear the gun go off, and then tie their shoe to run. Like, you just don't do it. You have to have a sense of timing. You have to have a sense of start and stop. You have to understand seasons and cycles in order to get ahead, in order to advance, in order to make the most. You have to know the times that you're living in. You have to make the most of the time that you have. And man, that goes in so many different directions, but let's just keep it practical for now. Let's practice on the practical so that way we can level up and really grow in other areas, whether that's, spiritually, prophetically, or whatever. So practice on the practical stuff and make the most of your time. You got 64 days. Don't coast. Make sure you choose to climb. I hope you're feeling the fire. There's so much more fire available in you, on you, for you. So, and it's not just fire. Some people say, "Well, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna, call it. I'm just gonna coast." I mean, people do that. They keep showing up to the job, but they're emotionally gone. They're emotionally tapped out. They keep showing up to a relationship, but they're just getting, stale. But don't coast. Instead, climb. Off time is game time. That's why November, December matter, because everybody's going to think it's off time. Oh, yeah, it's holidays, it's break time, whatever. You can still have meaningful moments. You can still enjoy your family. You can still get away. You can still break your pace and do things differently. You can still enjoy the holiday season without like flaking out and wasting away on the couch and ruining your routines and all that stuff that you were working on. Off time is game time for those that want to prepare to go there. See, when you're preparing to go there, you're thinking in and out of season. In and out of season. You know the season you're in, but you also realize that there's a season that's still coming. You're not in that season. You're out of one season that's still coming, but you're getting ready for it as well. So really, we're doing double time. We're doubling down. We're doing double work. We're staying steady, but we're getting ready. We're staying steady, but we're getting ready. And that's why the master key to unlock your capacity is leading yourself every day. Because if you don't automate awesome, then you're not bringing the best of you to do more than expected. You're not going the extra mile. You're you're skimping it. You're cutting it close. You're just going bare minimum, right? And I told you, watch out for the grizzly bear minimums, because you think they can't run, but then they outrun you and you're in trouble. So off time is actually game time. Off time is game time. Maximize your off time. And by off time, I mean your off days. When you feel off, like, that's the time you power through. That's the time you figure out how to lead yourself. That is the time you let your focus change your feelings. What you focus on will affect your feelings. All right. Now, I get to talk to y'all about a book project I'm working on. I'm super excited about it. I've been thinking about it, working on it, talking on it, but it's really like the learning curve's just taking off up and to the right. And so the momentum on this thing is really going after it. And so this book is called Field Guide for Your Future. And it's basically distilling the last 90 weeks, or 90 episodes rather, the last 90 episodes that we've been going on this guided journey. And even though we've got the videos and it's on YouTube, I don't take any of this for granted. We have it now. We may not have it later, just because the terrain and the climate changes, and because I'm going to do different things with this content. And so I wanted to create a manual, really a guided tool that you can use, a guided conversation that you could be a part of to figure out your future on the way, And there really are these two extremes. You kind of have this self-help success crowd, and then you've got this kind of doomsday survivalist crowd, and they're both telling you how to live your life. These are kind of two extremes. One's very, very optimistic. One's very, very pessimistic. And, you kind of hear both sides, and you're kind of thinking, all right, yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing to lead myself to stay focused on the future. I'm going to be in these two different conversations, these two spaces, but they're both missing something, a very big something. And so the book's going to be kind of talking about that and leading you into that. But it's practical, it's personal, very, very actionable. It's not a big book. I just wanted this to be kind of like a distilled map that you could look at very quickly and go through it, whether it's in a few hours or a few days, and you could say, man, I've got the tools to lead myself and stay focused on the future. And I hope that this book becomes a resource for you, becomes a resource for your friends and other leaders. And I just wanted to kind of be the seed bed for a lot of new conversations that need to be had, because I enjoy the repetition. It helps me stay focused, but I want to move on as well. I don't want to keep just talking about the same things over and over. And I think you would agree. I think the book is going to kind of help really take the big ideas, package it in a really helpful way. Let's get it out to many, many more people. And let's start a wildfire of self-leadership, which I think would really help the leadership space, really help the self-leadership community, just to get some tools to get going. So if you're excited about the book, let me know in the chat. That will fire me up to keep working, keep writing on it. And that is why I only have 64 days left. So, I mean, it's my intention to get this book out sooner than later, but I'm also enjoying a lot of other fronts of my life. And so please, would you, when you think of it, say a prayer for me. I want to have the most value in the least time and get it out to you. And I really appreciate it. That's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm working on in the next 64 days, and really less. Nice. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Okay, I wanted to show y'all a new little gadget I have. This is my new EDC. Now, EDC means everyday carry, and it's basically just a way to stay organized and to have a few focused items that I refer to all the time. My wife got this for me on our trip. We went away for a week, and I was rocking this all the time. And so the way you do it, you just put it like this. I've kind of felt like a K-pop star. And let me see if I can show you like this. It's perfect, right? It's perfect. It's right here. It's all in front, and it worked for traveling. I took it on the airplane, took it on the bus, took it everywhere we went, and I just have these two compartments. I actually got this at Academy. I don't know your context. If you could probably just get it on online as well. But this is JanSport, and just like a fanny pack, just making it work. First pouch was cash and my phone, and then the phone I'm recording off of now, so you can't see that, but I just put that in the first pouch right there, and then I have a deeper pouch right here. I had just a bunch of stuff. Had just like some snack bars. These are really great. I think these are at Target, but this is Epic bars. Had my wallet, flashlight, pen, tactical pen, headphones, ponchos. We took ponchos with us, needed it. So it was just amazing. And what I want to just hit again and again and again, the master key to unlock your capacity for the future is the way you lead yourself every day. Not some days, not work days, not just good days, but every day. That is the master key. Now, not every day is going to look the same. Not every day requires the same thing. Sometimes you need to take time away, or you need to rest, or you need to get off stage, so that way you can come back better. But oh no, why did I say that? But anyways, make sure that you are thinking about what you're doing with today. What are you doing with the next few hours in today? What are you going to do for tomorrow? Can you batch some decisions? Can you automate awesome in the form of routines? So that way you are bringing your best and making the most of the rest of the year. I'm done. I wanted to really field some of your questions. So if you're still on, I really appreciate it. I'm going to wait. I'm calling you out. What are you focused on for the next 2 months? What can we help you with? Let me know. Where do you need to get back on track? What's something that's really working for you? What's something that's really not working for you? I'm just talking. I'm waiting. I'm stalling. I want to see some interaction in the chat. I do live stream for a purpose. I want this to be as close to the real thing. Time management. SA, great to see you, brother. Let's go. Okay, time management. Absolutely. Time management. The book, not to harp on that too many times, but the book is going to go in detail with leading yourself tactically with time management. Been slacking on it, and it's affected my energy, work, prioritization as well. Essay, I will tell you, not all hours are equal. Okay? Not all hours are equal. I have some great stuff. My wife is on fire. She's got some great stuff. We're going to talk about that. I want to talk to essay stuff because I think a lot of us are in this place. My wife and I just got back, so forgive me, I'm being redundant, but we've got to reboot. So the first thing, you cannot feel bad about rebooting. Do not feel bad about rebooting. You reboot every day. It says that his mercies are new every morning. That mercy gets rebooted every day. So reboot your mindset every day and think that, hey, this is a gift. This is an opportunity to level up. These are reps. This is important. I don't have to start over to start again. I can bring in the experience of the last day, the last week, the last year, the last decade. I can bring all that experience into this time. And, that was going to send me on a wild, rant of an example. So I'll just stay away from it. But it's just like a video game. Let me say it that way. It's like a video game. You get to practice those levels again and again and again. And eventually, after you've put in some of that work, you're going to level up. And so now every day is an opportunity to put in those reps, to gain the mindsets, the skill sets, so that way you can do so. But with time, not all hours are equal. Not all hours are equal. And um, make sure that you are mastering the morning. If you do not master the morning, then you'll be a slave to the rest of your day. My wife is talking about that. She and I have already talked about this. We came back and we're ready to get into the morning routine again. Most of us sabotage the mornings with blue light in the evening, right? Too much screen time, be it, streaming something, scrolling something, whatever. So just be thoughtful about that. And you're going to have to make a decision to unplug from your digital life and have a digital sunset. Make a digital sunset and have a gradual distancing from the devices, and let your body start to feel the effects of the day and get tired and rest, and have a solid morning routine. I mean, literally pen and paper, number 1, number 2, number 3. You don't need a lot of steps to have a great routine. Okay, you can still improve it, you can still improvise it, but you have to put it on pen and paper, because that is proof of your own initiative. That is proof of your own intentionality. And so just start with the morning routine. I promise you it will help out a lot. My wife is also talking about home workouts. We're excited about that. We've been kind of making do with walking. We've been walking a lot recently, but getting back into the workouts. You know what it is? It's just a few decisions away. You're a few decisions away. All you got to do is make those decisions, and then you're there. And then Sarah Joy is also talking about theme days as well. Theme days as well. What are those? That means that you're going to batch projects based on days of the week. All right. So you have theme days for Monday. Mondays is when I do this kind of work, or I'm working with these groups of people, these handful of people. And then you build a rhythm of having time to work on something every Monday or every Friday or every Tuesday, or you have time to meet with people about the work you're going to do on those days. And then you can also use theme days as due dates as well. And so this creates a cadence in your weekly calendar. And you can, when you have due dates, then you can do pre-work and rework. But if you're not using pre-work and rework, then you're not getting into momentum. All right. Thank you, SA and Sarah. Joshua, if you're still on, let me know what you're going to double down on to level up. I don't know if Xavier's still on or not, but let me know what you are going to double down on to level up as well. Woo-wee! Pumped, 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 pumped. Great. And so for me, I mean, it's very straightforward. Daily routines. Oh, wow. Oh, shoot. Let's go. Joshua is slam dunk. He's joining the 5 a.m. club. How to master 5 a.m. Joshua, let me ask you a quick question. You don't have to, you can pass if you want, but why? What makes waking up that early worth it to you? Why why can't you get all this stuff done 7 or 6 or whatever? And I know that you have reasons, but many times it's not. There are three there are a few basic questions we have to ask, right? Why we want to do something, right? Simon Sinek wrote the book on that, The Golden Circle. What we're actually going to do when we get there, how we're going to get that stuff done when we get there. So, way to go, brother. That is so good. He says with his schedule, that's the only way he can get ahead. Boom, boom. That is right. That is it. You have to know when, dude, that, come on. Let me go back on my slide deck here because Joshua knows off time is game time. Off time is game time. That's so good, brother. All right. I don't know if Xavier's still on or not. Wait just a little bit more. All right. I appreciate you, friends. You are inspirational. Absolutely. And I'm glad that I jumped back on for sure. Um, I'll be thinking of y'all. I'll be praying for you. And I think you will, do the same. And I'm I really am thinking about the content that I'm working on. I don't want to go so heavy on the daily content, partially because just having these conversations and getting y'all engaged in the chat fills up the same time. It fills up the hour. And that would actually help me. So that way I can be putting more of my thinking, writing, designing time that I have allotted into the book, into the next Future Focus Mastermind. And I will make a commitment that by tomorrow, I'll have a date for the next Future Focused Mastermind. So that'll be good. Want y'all to get in on that. And I hope that it just kind of meshes in right, just, flows with the book launch, book release in some way. And then super excited about 2022. Got some big steps that we're going to be making available for y'all. So, all right, stay awesome. And remember that you're going places, and that's why you're going to put in the work today and prepare to go there. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. See you there.